How is everybody doing today? I have not done this since I believe it was a couple of days before MLB 18 released, and this is something I always wanted to do. And yeah, that was the last time I did do it. I was planning on doing this like once a week. Of course, MLB 18 was released, and all I was thinking about was playing that game pretty much. So yeah, unfortunately, I have not posted one of these since then. I believe it was the 20th. I think it was like 2 or 3 days before 18 dropped. But yeah, I haven't posted a podcast since then, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I might as well go over what this is about because yeah, I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen the first episode, and this will be the second episode, of course. But this podcast will be about MLB The Show. Not this one in specific, like in total. What is this actual overall podcast about? This is about MLB The Show. This is about baseball, football, and pretty much anything, man. Like if something crazy happens, I will be down to talk about that 100%. But mostly what this will be about is MLB The Show, baseball, football, and yeah, pretty much anything that's happening that's interesting, I guess, in the world. Maybe. We will see. And I don't know, politics is something I try to stay away from because I don't know, I just don't like talking about that stuff, to be completely honest with everybody. But yeah, man, how's everybody doing? I'm having a good day so far, to be honest. I mean, last night, this is what happened. This is exactly what happened last night. I was playing MLB The Show. And then I was very hungry. So I go upstairs, I grab something to eat. And my plan was to come back downstairs and keep grinding these team epics. Because, man, I was doing that for like hours yesterday. I'm not sure how long I was doing it for, but it was for a long time. I was playing those team epics. So I get the food. I come back downstairs. I'm like, you know what? I might as well see what's on TV. Screw it. Let's see what's on the television set. So I go to the living room, turn on the television. I see that the Rangers are playing the Astros. And, I mean, that's always a good game to watch. The Astros are an amazing team to watch, in my opinion. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll watch some of this until I finish my food. It was only the second, I believe, when I put the game on. So, of course, nothing crazy was happening then. Only the second inning. Nothing crazy. So I sit down, I eat. And by the time I finish eating, it was around the 5th. And you may be wondering, what the hell were you eating that took so long? Well, I was eating a bunch of things, actually. I was eating some nachos. And I was eating some raspberries. I was eating a lot of things, man. I just went up and grabbed pretty much the first thing I saw because I had no time to make something. I was planning on grinding these team epics like I was saying. So I was planning on just grabbing the first thing I saw, grab some nachos, grab some raspberries. There was a cinnamon bun I also had too. So it was probably not the healthiest meal of all time, but I mixed in those raspberries so I can at least tell myself I had something healthy. That's always good to do. Anyway, took me around 3 innings to eat that meal. You can call it a meal. Might be a pit of garbage when you think about it. Nachos and a cinnamon bun. But I finished it. It was the 5th. All I noticed was Bartolo Colon was walking off the hill. No hits. Nothing. So I'm like, this is interesting. This might be very interesting. Bartolo Colon is walking off the mound like the legend he is, not giving a shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. I might as well just watch this, see what happens, because obviously it's the Astros. You would think at some point in time they will just go off. So I sit there, I watch the game for longer. Then the 7th rolls around. And I'm like, well, this is getting late. Not to mention, Matt Vasgersian kept bringing up the perfect game. Why do that? I don't understand why that's even a thing. Why bring it up? Don't mention it. Shut up. Like, I don't understand why people bring up the perfect game and all that shit, man. People have, I don't know. People have problems. I don't get it. I was watching that game when Aaron Sanchez had that no-hit bid going on till the 8th, I believe. Buck Martinez is sitting there every 5 seconds talking about it. Shut your mouth. Why even bring it up? And then, of course, the 8th rolls around in that Blue Jays game. All hell breaks loose, pretty much. And then, yeah, Vasgersian sitting there saying it. So, obviously, all you had to do was turn on the TV and you would find out that Colon had the perfect game going on because Vasgersian wouldn't shut up his mouth. And that's all he was talking about. So, yeah, the 7th rolled around. Colon's still on the mound. I was like, this is probably the inning where something's done. This is getting too late. The Astros haven't done anything yet. You would have to think at some point in time they will be doing something, and this would be the time. So that's over. The 8th. The 7th is over. Colon's walking off the hill with a perfect game. I'm sitting there like, what? Hold on a second. So obviously I could not leave my television set until that was done. So yeah, that was my plan. My plan was to watch that game until something happened, and man, I was very much rooting for Cologne. I think everybody was. I don't think anybody, even some Astros fans, probably didn't give a shit. Because when you see something like that going on, you are rooting for that player. And everybody likes Bartolo Colon. 100%. So, 8th rolls around. Excuse me. But yeah, the 8th rolls around. And, of course, all hell breaks loose pretty much. Colon walked, who'd he walk? He walked somebody. But then after that, I was like, damn, this is it. You knew as soon as he walked, I don't know who it was, but as soon as he walked him, and Reddick stepped up to the plate, all hell would break loose. Of course, Reddick drives up to right field. All I do is point the remote at the television, click. I walk my ass back to this room, and I continue playing some Team Epics. I was very much disappointed. I was hoping very much that he would at least get the no-hit. The no-hitter. The no-hit, I said. But yeah, that would have been sick, dude. That would have been very, very sick. Of course, it would have been even better because it was Bartolo Colon. The world would have gone crazy. The world would have legitimately moved 500 miles. It would have moved in space. That's how crazy the world would have gone. Ah, man, that would have been so crazy, just thinking about it now. Colon's sitting there in the dugout, too, doesn't give a shit, man. He's, like, tossing the ball up in the air, laughing with his teammates. You know how all these pitchers have, like, perfect games going on, no-hit bids, and they don't even talk to anybody. They just sit there with their towel over their neck, and they don't say a word. They just stare straight. They don't even blink. They don't stare at anybody. Colon's sitting there laughing with everybody, going on, having a grand old time. He didn't give a shit. That's why everybody likes Colon, man. Doesn't give a rat's ass about anything, it seems. That's why he's the man. But yeah, that was very excited to see. Did I just say excited? Did I just say that was very excited to see? Very exciting to see, that was. And yeah, everybody was rooting for him. I was. And as soon as that ended, I was back in this room grinding some Team Epics. And that's probably why I didn't get the Twins one done. But, yeah, that sucks, actually. I was planning on doing that last night. I was determined to finish that Twins Team Epic. And then once I put that Astros and Rangers game on, I couldn't leave my television. So that took up a good amount of time, but it's all right. That'll be done soon, hopefully. But yeah, that was how most of my night went. All of it was just team epics and watching that Rangers and Astros game. And yeah, I was pretty bummed when Cologne lost that perfect game because you knew when he walked Buddy that all hell would break loose. That was just obvious, very much obvious. So yeah, man. Have I been watching NHL playoffs? I have. I have not really been watching hockey that much in the past couple of years, but I have been watching it. I won't talk too much about that because I don't know. Hockey doesn't interest me as much as it used to, but I still watch it. Hockey playoffs is really the only thing that interests me anymore about hockey. Like, I do not watch the NHL regular season anymore. I don't know why. I used to watch hockey every day of my life when I was like a kid, junior high. Even in high school, I watched a shitload of hockey, but ever since then, nope. I have not. Baseball and football is all I watch pretty much now. Barely watched any NBA playoffs. Although I did watch some of that Raptors game, I won't lie. But I don't really care about that either. Hockey or basketball. I have not been watching that much in the past couple of years. But yeah, anyway, that wasn't even on the agenda for being discussed. This first 10 minutes has gone by pretty much, and I haven't even talked about anything I was planning on talking about. So, yeah. As I was saying at the beginning of this, the last time I did one of these podcasts, it was before 18 dropped, so this would be a good time to do a little bit of an early review of the game, what I think, what everybody seems to think of 18. But it seems like everybody is starting to realize things that are wrong, that need to be fixed, that are good. So, yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I'm actually liking the game. I don't know. Am I the only one liking the game? I just don't really look at video games anymore and get so pissed off. I don't know how else I can explain that really, because when I've been playing video games since I was like 5. No lie, man. I had that Nintendo 64 back in the day. And I mean, when I was in like junior high school and stuff like that, man, I used to play video games competitively. Like, I used to play Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. I used to play game battles, like for MW2 with me and my buddies from high school. We used to do that competitively. We took that shit seriously. And I don't know, man, that was just, obviously that's fun, but video games are a million times better when you don't give a shit what happens. Like, I'm having the best time of my life playing MLB 18, and every single video game I play now, I am having the best time of my life playing because I don't know, it was a couple of years ago I was just thinking, like, why even worry about this stuff? Like, this doesn't matter, because I've seen so many people where, you know, you'd have a bad game in MLB or something like that, and that would, like, affect how their day goes. And it's like, you can't let that affect you. It is only a video game, but it seems like some people are starting to get pissed off with MLB 18 just because of the things that are wrong. What is it? Yeah, the pitch speed. The PCI keeps like dropping and moving up randomly. I've noticed that too. That was one of the first things I noticed. That the PCI was like you wouldn't even move the PCI. You would swing, and then you would look at the feedback, and the PCI would be dropped on the screen. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Well, that doesn't make any bit of sense. But yeah, I did notice that a couple of weeks ago. Didn't really think that was going to be a huge problem. Maybe it was just like the feedback. Like, I thought that maybe like the feedback was just glitching or something. Like, you actually didn't have a bad swing. Like, what it was saying wasn't actually true. It was just kind of like a feedback glitch. But I did see on Twitter that somebody did tweet at Tips and say something regarding that, and they even acknowledged that that was something in the game that wasn't broken. Like, they were saying that if you're early, the PCI will move up, and if you're late, the PCI will move down or something like that. That's what I saw, I think. I think that's exactly what I saw, and I was just like, what? Well, how does that make any sense? It shouldn't move at all unless you move it. I don't know. It seems like that. But all these things, this is the thing too, all of these things are going to get fixed at some point, definitely. I mean, look how fast they fixed the... What did they fix the first time? They fixed the PCI because you know how it wasn't able to reach like the corners of the strike zone and the bottom of the strike zone? They fixed that like a couple of days after people started saying things about it. So, all of these things I'm sure will get fixed at some point, but I am honestly having very fun. I'm having very fun. Wow. I'm having a lot of fun playing MLB The Show 18. Every mode. I don't know. That's just me, though. Obviously, there's problems. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no problems in the game. Every video game has problems. That's what I'm always saying, too. Like, obviously, there's problems. And then people will be like, all right, well, the game has problems and screw the game. Fuck this game because it has problems. I don't think I could possibly name a video game besides Grand Theft Auto, Mario, and Zelda that are perfect. What video games are perfect besides those three? I don't think I could name them. Because every video game has problems. That's what you need to realize too. Like, it seems like, I don't know. Seems like everybody expected MLB 18 to be like the most perfect game of all time. And then, of course, it's upsetting. Of course, it's upsetting when something's wrong. It can be very frustrating. Like, obviously, I'm not going to sit here either and be like, I don't get pissed off playing MLB 18. Obviously, things piss me off. That's just normal. Video games piss people off. That's just a fact. But I don't think that MLB 18 stinks because it has problems or anything. I just think that once the problems are addressed, then the game will be better. And I'm not at the point now, I don't think I'll ever be at the point where a problem in any video game will make me stop playing it. Like, I've seen a lot of people on the YouTube comments, on Twitter, on a lot of platforms saying that they are going to stop playing MLB 18 because they don't like one specific thing about the game. So they're just going to stop playing it. I would never do that. But yeah, man. I don't know. I like the game. I really like the game. I think that obviously there is problems. Obviously, things can be very annoying at times, but we all just need to realize too, this is only a video game. This is for entertainment. All of this that we're playing right now in front of us is for entertainment. It's just to entertain us, to have fun. It's not to piss us off. Even though they do piss us off, it's not to piss us off. That's all. But I am enjoying MLB 18 100%. I think it's a very good game. I think that all these problems will be addressed, hopefully soon. It's hard to really say when these problems will be addressed because obviously they are working on many things right now. Like, this is just the beginning of the game. The game hasn't even been out for a month. So they are probably working on a lot of things, a lot of future updates, maybe even more packs because they haven't even dropped like specialty packs yet. Like, remember last year when they had what were they called? Baseball as flashback packs? Like, opening day, they had those. They haven't had any packs, any bundles like that yet, so I'm only assuming they will have those at some point. Not those specific ones, like not those Baseball's flashback packs, but at least some specialty packs at some point. And just future programs and other diamond cards and stuff like that. So they are probably working on a lot of things, but obviously the problems have to be addressed at some point. I don't know. I read something very interesting. Who posted that? I don't know. I think a lot of people posted it actually because somebody posted it and then people saw it and then they started sharing it. I'm not really sure who I saw that from. It may have been Frisk. I think it was Frisk actually. He posted It was kind of, I think it was on the MLB. No, it was on the show forums, I believe. And it was this long post. I don't remember who it was. I don't even think I saw the name. It was just I just saw like what he wrote. I didn't see like the name of the person who did it. But it was like it was something you read and it made you like stop and think. Because he was going on about about a bunch of things, but one thing he was saying that I really agreed with and that like everybody can agree with is that MLB The Show should have certain modes that are for like competitive purposes. Like if you don't want to play MLB The Show competitively, that's fine. If you want to play MLB The Show competitively, did I say not competitively or competitively? I don't want to say the two things at the same time. But if you want to play MLB The Show not competitively, that's fine. If you want to play the MLB The Show competitively, that's also fine. But there should be two modes, or at least one specific mode in like ranked seasons where only people who want to play for like competitive purposes can play. Like move the pitch speed up, make the PCI smaller, make things like more difficult to do, make it more of like a competitive mode. And I am all for that, man, because obviously not every single person wants to be a competitive player, and obviously not every single person wants to be playing the game for fun. So if you did do that, that would make the game so much better because I mean, what would there even be to complain about? If you didn't like the non-competitive mode, then play the competitive mode and vice versa. So I think that's something I think that needs to be put in the game. That was one thing he was talking about. He was also talking about how I don't remember, man. It was a really long post. It was like 4 pages of like paragraphs. So I really forget what he was talking about. But that was like the number one point I agreed with what he was saying. Was that there should be two different things for ranked seasons. Like, if you want to play ranked seasons on all-star difficulty, then hell yeah. And if you want to play ranked seasons on, like, legend difficulty, then hell yeah, too. And then you have an option. You can even be just a basic player who isn't really good at the game, but you can just be like, all right, I might want to try this competitive mode just for fun to see how it is. Just to see if you can even like put up runs or anything. I'm all for that. I think that was one of the best ideas I've heard, even though that was something everyone's been talking about for a while now. But I mean, if it's still being talked about now, you would think SDS would hear people discussing it and they would consider doing that, because that's one of the things I think needs to be put in the game. And that's when I think that everybody will just kind of calm down and everything will be all right, because obviously ranked seasons right now is just one thing, and some people don't like it, some people do like it, and if you had those two different ones, the people who didn't like the normal ranked seasons would play the competitive one, and people who did like it would continue playing the non-competitive one. I think that would be the best thing SDS could possibly do ever, is do that. Who's with me? I guess I shouldn't say who's with me. Who's with just everybody? Because everybody's been saying that for a while, man. I think that'd be sick. And then that would make the game so much better. And then you could also have like those competitive tournaments and stuff like that. Like you see all these Madden tournaments on TV. I think even NHL has one now. 2K has one, I believe. And MLB is like the only sports game that doesn't have like a competitive tournament, as in it would be like televised or just like a major tournament or something like that. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm not saying I would be in that, because I'm not even close to being like amazing at this game. I'm average at best. But I'm just saying I think that would be cool to watch. You know what I mean? Like if you were watching MLB The Show, some crazy tournament on TV, how sick would that be? You could even be watching people you know. That's why it'd be so sick. So I obviously wouldn't be in that. I'd have no chance to be in that, but I'm just saying it would be cool to watch. And that would be cool to see eventually if they added like two different things. But my main point is I am enjoying the game. I think it would be sick if they add something like that in the game, all the problems will be addressed at some point. Just maybe, I don't know, man, just like next time you're planning on playing MLB The Show and you're like, damn, I really don't want to play this game right now. All it's going to do is piss me off. I mean, this is like my mindset whenever I play, no lie. Whenever I play MLB The Show, whenever I play any game these days, one of the first things I tell myself before I start playing is expect bullshit to happen. Because bullshit happens. I play NHL a lot too. I don't record NHL anymore. I used to back in like the fall. But when I play like any video game now, I'm just like, all right, well, expect bullshit to happen. And then when bullshit happens, it's not even a surprise. That's honestly like what I tell myself. That's why I don't get pissed off like playing the game. Obviously, yeah, like I'm saying, some things will piss you off more than certain things. Like if you're squaring up the ball and it doesn't go somewhere, I never get pissed at that because that's just baseball. Obviously, every single time you square up the ball, it's not going to go somewhere. So I never get pissed off about that. The things that really piss me off, that like, they don't really piss me off as in like I get so mad that my mood changes or something. It's just that they piss me off where it's just like, damn, that's a buzzkill. Fielding issues, like things you can't control. Just stuff like that. That's stuff, I don't know. But like that's like normal now though, you know what I mean? Like I don't really, it's almost like, I don't know. It's almost at the point now where you can't get pissed off at it because it is out of your control. So you can't do anything about that. It's almost more annoying to, for me at least, it's almost more annoying to like play bad. You know what I mean? Like if you play bad and you just make bad swings all game, you're late on everything, you're not squaring things up. That's more annoying to me than things that you can't control. Like if you hit a ground ball to Hanley Ramirez at shortstop and he makes the biggest mistake of all time, or if you hit one to anybody with bad fielding and they just completely crumble to pieces. I mean, you could even hit one to like the Diamond Tulowitzki. You could hit one to the Diamond Hanley Ramirez, who has like, what, 68 fielding, something like that? Or you could hit one to the Diamond Tulowitzki, who has like 90-something fielding, and he would still make an error. That's something you can't control. So, like, is it even worth getting pissed off about? I should probably shut up about MLB The Show because that's all I've been talking about so far, and this has almost been half an hour. So that's just what I think about the game so far. And I already talked about the Rangers. Excuse me. Again. Wow. I shouldn't have. I had a huge breakfast this morning. Now I feel, yeah. I should shut up. But, yeah, man. So, everything's been going on in actual baseball for a while now. Haven't made one of these since baseball season has started. A lot of interesting things have happened. Shohei Ohtani has been putting in work, dude. He has been dealing on the hill. Also been showing up with the bat. Shohei Ohtani has been amazing to watch so far. I'm glad he's living up to the hype. Baseball is just better. Every sport is better when you have these high prospects with huge hype and they do good. That just makes baseball more interesting. Every sport. How many times in the NFL, I find that this happens in football the most, you have these prospects who are so overrated. Everybody has these high hopes for them to do well. They come in the league, they don't do anything, and then after the first season, it's just a bust. And then it's like, screw it. Why even watch? Like, remember when Manziel came to the league and pretty much every single Cleveland Browns game that he started was must watch, in my opinion. And then after like his first season, it was like, all right, well, screw it. And imagine if he lived up to the hype. how much better. Like, I know you might not like Manziel as a person, but if he did amazing on the football field, you can't even deny that football would be that much better to watch. So, I don't know, man. It's just amazing when prospects live up to the hype. So, Ohtani, I hope he keeps doing what he's doing. The Angels are going off right now, aren't they? Like, what's their record? I don't know, but they are doing very good. And speaking of prospects, I was looking at prospects I am very excited to see in the near future. I'm hoping Vladdy Jr. and Bo Bichette. They are doing very well in AA right now. I believe Bichette was the last time I checked, which was like 2 days ago, Bichette was batting like 360, and Vladdy was batting like 340 something. So they are getting off to a good start. That's what I like to see. So they are both around 350, I believe. So that's good, man. Keep it going. After watching those guys, though, like in spring training, I can't really see them slowing down. Like some players, you can just kind of watch and be like, all right, well, he's going to probably go off for like a couple of weeks and then he'll crumble. But Vladdy Jr. and Bichette, I can't see them slowing down ever. Until, like, obviously they will come back down to earth when they get to the Jays. They might not be batting, obviously they won't be batting like 350 and stuff like that. Like they might struggle at times, but that just makes sense. Everybody struggles at times. So I don't think they will struggle in the minors, I should say, because man, what they did last season, especially Bichette, was unreal. Unreal. Speaking of the Blue Jays as well, what the hell is going on with John Gibbons? This man might actually be making some good decisions for once. Is this planet Earth? You know why? You know why I honestly think this is? Is because how many people have watched the Blue Jays? I was talking about this the other day too when I was streaming. How many people have watched the Blue Jays before and they've seen John Gibbons sipping on that red cup? He is probably loaded. You don't take sips of Gatorade. Or water. Maybe water. You don't sit there and you take little sips. But if it's water, wouldn't you be drinking it out of the water bottle? Like Aquafina or something? Wouldn't you be drinking it out of that? I don't know. I don't know, man. Because usually when you have, like, you know, you have those big bins in the dugout where it's like the Gatorade bin, you pour like the water or the Gatorade in that little cup. I don't think you'd be pouring that in one of those big red cups. One of those red cups you would see at like a college party or something. John Gibbons may have been shit-faced all of last season. I don't know. That's just me. That is just me. But I have not really noticed that much this season, which is why I think he's actually making some good decisions. Seriously. The fact that they brought up Hernandez obviously wasn't his choice only, but to put him in the order for one, like me and my dad were talking about this the other day. We were saying if he does call anybody up, chances are he won't even start them. Like typical Gibbons would put them in to pinch hit in like the 7th or something when the game is already over and something like that, something stupid like that would happen. He'd call them up and make them sit on the bench for a couple of games, then send them down. Or like make them start one game and put them in the 9th spot, like batting 9th. Like something stupid like that. He puts Hernandez in the lineup first day, puts him batting 2nd. Hernandez has 2 hits, 2 RBIs, I believe it was. That's what I'm saying. Gibbons making some good decision for once because he's not plastered on the bench. If they move Hernandez back down, I will be furious. I will show up in Toronto I will. I will run to Toronto. Barefoot. If they move Hernandez back down, leave Grichuk there, or even they have so many other options they can move down, really. Grichuk, I understand you need Gift and GohD because he is, I think, their only infielder who doesn't start consistently. So, like, if they send him down, if they send in GohD down, that really wouldn't make sense because they'd have to get another infielder to kind of be like the Ryan Goins where you just play him every so often. He doesn't really start. Like, he's not technically considered the starter. He's just one of those players who's on the bench, and if you need him to make a start, he will. And if you need him for defensive purposes, then you put him in. So I don't think you can do that, but you can move Grichuk down. Dude is batting under 100 so far. I mean, after that game, Hernandez was 2 for 5, I believe. He was 1 hit away from matching Grichuk's hits for the season. In total, Grichuk had like 3 hits going into that game, or after that game, and Hernandez had fucking 2. Like, what? Don't move him down, please. I will be so pissed if they move Hernandez back down. It doesn't even make sense. If you move Hernandez back down, that's pretty much admitting you're not trying to win. Obviously, Hernandez is better than Grichuk. Not only that, he is up and coming. He's one of your top prospects. One of your top players in the minor leagues. And you're going to send him back down? This is what also I was saying in that last stream I was doing too. Teoscar Hernandez went off in spring training. Like he was batting around like three something. He had a good amount of home runs and he was destroying the ball. Even when he was getting outs, he was destroying the ball. He wasn't going to make that team if he batted 1,000. He could have gone fucking 37 for 37 with 37 home runs. He still wouldn't have made the team. Because I don't know what the fuck you have to do to make the team if you put up the numbers he did in spring training and not make the team. Like, that's just something where they should have fucking told him, well, you're not going to be on the team, dude. Because if they didn't tell him that, imagine how disappointed he was. Like, imagine you had an amazing spring training. You had, like, a little bit of hope that you would make the team. Like, you knew that you outplayed certain players in that position, and you still didn't make the team. He wasn't making that team no matter what he did. And now that you called him up, I understand that Donaldson is on the DL, so that is the only reason why they did call him up. Like, they didn't just call him up because he was playing amazing and somebody else was playing bad. The only reason they called him up is because Donaldson's on the DL and they needed somebody. But they're going to have to send somebody back down is what I'm saying. So I think the best thing you can do is put Hernandez in the lineup every single day. Every day. Don't even rest him. Put him batting second, the exact same spot. Play him every single day until Donaldson gets back. See how he plays, and then make a decision. I think it doesn't even matter how he plays. You leave him up. And if Grichuk doesn't start to heat up soon, then move him down. I think Hernandez is better than Grichuk anyway, even if Grichuk was at his best. So, I don't know, man. Like, if they had Hernandez, you have Granderson, who's batting over 300 right now at the top of the order, who's playing very good so far. An amazing pickup. I was very excited about that Granderson pickup. You have Pilar playing center, who's actually doing very well at the plate too so far. You have... They were saying that they wanted to play Hernandez in left field, which I don't really get. Like, if you put Granderson in left, that would make more sense because Granderson probably doesn't have... Well, he doesn't have the best arm anymore. He does still have good speed, though, so you can put him in left. Doesn't necessarily have to have the best arm. You have Pilar in center, and then Hernandez in right. You have Donaldson at third base. Diaz is actually playing well, too. He might not have the numbers to show for it, but he has come up with a lot of clutch base hits. A lot of clutch base hits so far. He had that 3-run shot against Cleveland. I believe it was 4-1 at the time. Hit that 3-run shot, tie ball game. Diaz is playing very good so far. You have Devin Travis at second base, which, I don't know, man. I wouldn't care at all if they got someone else to replace Travis. He is so injury prone, and I don't know, man. I don't know. He's not really doing good. That's good so far this season. So, I don't know. I really wouldn't care if they sent him down, traded him or something, because, yeah, man, he's one at-bat away from being injured for the season. No lie. He's injury prone. He's just one of those players who gets injured on, like, the flukiest plays. He's not very good in the field. Like, where Devin Travis is supposed to be the best at is at the plate. He hasn't been swinging the best bat so far. So, like, every time there's a ground ball hit to Travis, I'm always scared. I'm not even lying. I always hold my breath. Smoke at first base, who is getting off to a good start again, batting over 300 still, I believe. So let's say you have Granderson batting first. You have Hernandez batting second. Donaldson third. Smoke fourth. And then, you know what? Me and my dad were actually talking about this too. We wouldn't even be pissed off if they sent Kendrys down. Or even released him. Because all he's there for is to DH. You're telling me that you couldn't have Donaldson DH a little bit and then get like Solarte to play for him? Like you could have Solarte playing third base and then Donaldson could DH that day. Solarte's been good too so far. What do you need Kendrys for, really? I don't really see why Kendrys is on the roster right now either, because like I'm saying, you could have Donaldson, you could also have Solarte, who's been doing very well, can also bat from both sides. He can actually I was going to say actually like 5 times, my bad. Actually. But he can actually play in the field. Like you can put him at third, short, and second base. He can probably play first too. You can put him anywhere in the infield. So he could just be one of those utility infielders. And then if you wanted to give Donaldson a rest day, have him DH. I don't see why Kendrys is there. So you could send down Grichuk or Kendrys and leave Hernandez there. Obviously, there is other things too. Like me and my dad were looking into that too when we were talking about if they sent Grichuk down. Like there's like waivers and stuff like that. Like you have to clear waivers sometime. And yeah, like there's certain things. Like if you send a player down, they might have to clear waivers first. Or just certain things have to happen before you can like send a player down and stuff like that. So we were looking at that. And what was it? It was like if they sent... What was it? If they like... I don't know what it was. Regarding Grichuk, he has like a weird contract where if they like send him down, the Blue Jays would have to like do something. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm just saying I think that they would be unbelievably stupid to send Hernandez back down. And that's just telling the fan base, fuck it. We are packing it in for the season. We don't give a shit, is what they're saying. Because, I mean, you put him in the lineup first game. He's 2 for 5. He had the go-ahead run from that double. I don't know. That's just weird. That organization is very strange sometimes. But it seems like this season they are making better decisions. I don't see how you can tank right now anyway. Like, it's not like last year where they got off like a 2-12 start or whatever the hell it was. And this season they are 9-5 right now, I believe. That is an amazing start to the Blue Jays season, in my opinion. Like, they might not have the worst roster on paper. Like, if you look at their roster, you can't look at that roster and be like, oh, well, they stink. It's not like Tampa Bay or Miami, where you can maybe only name like 2 or 3 good players. Going back to what I was saying, you have Granderson leading off, good player. Hernandez batting second, good player. Donaldson batting third, amazing player. Smoke batting fourth, good player. I don't know who would DH, probably depends. Even like Solarte, good player. Pilar, good player. I wouldn't necessarily say Martin is incredible at this point in the season, but he is a good player. He's not useless yet. Devin Travis hasn't done much, so like Travis is really the only player who hasn't really played. And Martin. Travis and Martin are really, and Grichuk obviously, but in what I think should be the starting lineup, Travis and Martin are like the only players who haven't played well so far. And like I'm saying, Martin and Travis are good players, so they obviously can get it going at some point. They can definitely get it going. That's just me. If I'm crazy, then I will admit it, because I think that the Blue Jays would be unbelievably stupid to send Hernandez back down. I would moonwalk to Toronto. Shit, man. That is like, I don't know. That's just really weird to me thinking about it now if they do that. I know they're going to too. That's why I seem like I'm getting pissed off when I'm talking about it, because I know they're going to send Hernandez back down. I know it. And that's what I mean. He could go fucking 3 for 5 every game and they'd still send him down. So like, what the fuck does Hernandez have to do to be on the team? I don't get it. He's better than half the players already on the team. I don't understand. I want to know the reasoning. That's what everyone wants to know. If you're going to send him back down, let everybody know why. Don't say he's not ready, please. Like, if fucking Ross Atkins is being interviewed and fucking Shapiro is too, and they say he's not ready, fuck off. He is ready. Like, don't even say that. That doesn't even make sense. Whatever. We will wait and see, I guess. But I've been rambling on about this for too long now. The Blue Jays always find a way to piss their fans off, even when they're having a good season so far. But, yeah, that might be it for Blue Jays talk before I start to sweat because I'm so pissed off. Spitting all over my TV I am right now. Spitting. There might be a puddle of spit from me talking about that damn team. Anyway, I've already talked about MLB The Show, talked about some baseball over the past couple of days. Those brawls, too, were very interesting. The Red Sox-Yankees one, you saw that coming. When you saw that slide into second base, you saw that coming at some point. Absolutely. When Arenado charged the mound, he was pissed. Arenado was steaming. I wouldn't want to fight Arenado, to be honest. He didn't give a shit. He charged the mound. He didn't even, ball behind him. He didn't even hesitate. He looked to the mound, said, fuck that, dropped the helmet, and he made a beeline for the mound. And, Jesus. Good thing he didn't get a hold of him either, because Arenado probably would have KO'd him. One punch. So Arenado got, 5 games for that? I'll check that right now. I don't want to be saying false things right now, but I'm pretty sure that Arenado got 5 games for that. Or was it the other way around? Wow, I said around. Was it Joe Kelly who got 5 games? Where is it? I can't find it. I think he did though. Oh wait, I think I just saw something. Okay, so he's going to serve his suspension. Why the fuck doesn't it say? Like, all these sites are saying Arenado suspended, 3 others suspended. The fuck is the actual suspension? Like, how long is it? I swear it's 5, though. Either way, we were saying, too, that that's something that doesn't make sense. Because, think about it. You're suspending Arenado for 5 games. Yeah, it is 5. Oh, wait. Yeah, 5 games. Yeah, so both of them were suspended 5 games, which doesn't make sense. Perdomo was suspended 5, and yeah, Arenado got suspended 5. Perdomo and Arenado 5 games. But like that's what I mean. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Because Arenado is missing 5 games, Perdomo is missing 1 start from that. So that needs to be addressed. And this is the thing too, if you saw on like the bottom of your screen, you're watching like the highlights or something, and you saw Perdomo suspended 25 games, you're like, what the fuck did he do? But when you think about it, he's only missing 5 starts from that. I don't know. That's just weird. Because that doesn't really make sense to me how Arenado gets suspended 5, Perdomo gets suspended 5, but Perdomo only misses 1 game technically. And Arenado gets suspended 5. And who started it? Who started the fight? It wasn't Arenado. I mean, other things happened, of course, but in that specific situation, who started the fight? Yet he's only getting 1 game. I don't get it. I do not get it. All I know is Perdomo didn't want any of Arenado. Perdomo throws his glove, misses, runs away from Arenado. Like, what? How are you going to throw at somebody and then run away? At least Joe Kelly hit Austin and then, like, dropped his glove and was like, all right, let's go. Let's fight. He didn't run away. So I don't know. How many games did Joe Kelly and Austin get? I don't think I saw that yet. Yeah, they were talking about the slide. Like, obviously everybody on the Red Sox was saying it was dirty, and everyone on the Yankees was saying it was clean. Like, obviously that was the case, man. Obviously Aaron Boone isn't going to be like, that was the dirtiest slide of all time. That's just not going to happen. So, I don't know, man. But yeah, that was crazy, man. That was in the same day, too, wasn't it? So, baseball is getting off to a very fiery start. People are heated. I like it. Everybody get pissed off, damn it. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyone else agree that that's kind of insane how Arenado gets 5 games? Well, they both get 5 games, but Perdomo only misses 1 start. Like, does that need to be addressed? I think so. But yeah, man, I don't know. That was definitely interesting, those first couple of days. And a lot of teams are doing good that you wouldn't expect to do well. Look at the Pirates. Like, what? How are they winning games? That's why baseball is amazing, man. You really don't know who's going to do amazing. Like the Pirates. I didn't even know how good the Pirates were doing, and then I saw like people commenting on things being like, look at the Pirates. I'm like, what are the Pirates doing? And then I look at the record, I'm like, what? How did that happen? And then you have teams doing bad that you wouldn't really think that would be doing bad. Like, what are the Dodgers? Aren't the Dodgers like 5-8 or something like that? What's their record? I think it's not that. It was like 6-8 or something, wasn't it? Yeah, like they're not doing that well so far. But obviously it is only the first couple of weeks, so that might not matter, obviously, but still. So I guess I can say the same for the Pirates. Like, they are getting off to a good start. They might completely crumble soon. Who knows? Who knows? There is always one team that makes it far that people don't expect to make it far. Who is that team going to be this season? Because there's always one. The underdog story. Who is it going to be? But yeah, man, this has been almost an hour. That was my goal for how long I usually wanted these to be, around an hour. I believe this is around 54 minutes. Yeah, that's good. This is a good one. This is a good podcast episode. The first one I was kind of just like, I didn't really know what I should talk about because, yeah. But this one, I didn't even write anything down. I'm just sitting here with my arms crossed talking for almost an hour. This is bomb. I'm liking this. Is everybody liking the podcast? I'm enjoying doing this. This is very good. Like I was saying too, I am going to try my best to get some guests on this podcast. Not even necessarily like MLB YouTubers, just like anybody. Like I'd have like fans of the community and stuff like that on this to have like a huge discussion about something. Or maybe both. Like maybe that'd be a good thing to have, like if I could have me and 2 other MLB YouTubers and then a couple of fans all in one podcast. So like 6 of us total, like me and then 2 other MLB YouTubers and then 3 like fans of the community could have like an hour-long discussion about anything. I'm down for that. I am more than down for that. But yeah, that will wrap this episode up. The second episode is in the books. Hope everyone enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Yeah, that'll be it. I mean, I'm sorry if I didn't get to discuss everything pretty much. I kind of wanted to talk some football, but I don't know, screw it. I wanted to talk about those damn Jets. But it's all right. It's all good. I will maybe talk about that in the next one. Who knows? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. I appreciate everybody tuning into this podcast. Hope everyone is enjoying. If you are new to the channel, subscribe as well. And I will see everybody in the next video.